writing about the woman that went to the one-year-old birthday party. Oh,
No.
I can't tell you how confusing it was.
We all set, Maureen?
Yes.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would announce that this is a regularly scheduled hearing, the Raynham Zoning Board of Appeals, October 19th, 2016. The participating board members to my right, Roy Latimer, clerk of the board. To my left, Aaron Stroney, an associate member. My name's Carl Verana, and I'm acting as chairman for the evening. The first matter is a continued hearing. We had petition number 926, Frank Moriali, Church Street. Should we read the petition in again?
I guess so.
Go ahead.
Public meeting notice. The Raynham Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, October 19th, 7 p.m. at Raynham Veterans Memorial Town Hall, 558 South Main Street, to consider petition 926, Frank Morrell, Raynham, requests special permit to allow an alteration of an existing three-family dwelling in a residential residential A district to a two-family dwelling pursuant to Raynham zoning bylaws, section 7.4. Locus property is 241 Church Street, assessors map 18, lot 636-3, Raynham. Anyone wishing to be heard should attend the meeting. A copy of the plan application may be viewed in full at the town clerk's office during scheduled business hours. And it was published in the Taunton Gazette on August 30th and September 16th.
Thank you. Would all those who intend to give testimony with respect to this hearing please rise? Would you raise your right hand, please? You solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give to this board shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. You may be seated. If the petitioner or his counsel would bring us up to date.
Again, for the record, my name is William Rose, and I'm an attorney with an office at 90 New State Highway, Raynham, Mass. When we appeared here last, you had asked us for some schematics of the property, and I've got those here for you, if I may. The top one is what the second floor looked like when Mr. Morale bought the property. So as you can see, it had a kitchen, it had a bath, it had some bedrooms as well. And so that was the existing condition when he purchased the property. If you flip to the next page, it says it is second floor. You can see that he removed the kitchen and the bath, incorporated, made one large room where there were really 3 before and 2 before. And turned it into a living room, a master bath. That's actually the bath that he uses to service the downstairs, his unit, if you will, on the first floor. He does have a half bath downstairs. And then the last page that we've got for you is the downstairs layout. So as you can see, you enter through the unit. To the right is a living room, a bedroom, a kitchen, and a bathroom, which is we referred to last time as the apartment. And to the left of that is the main living room, which is his living room, the kitchen, the den, and then he's got a half bath there, and then he comes up the stairs to access the second floor where the master bath is, and the other rooms that you saw in the very first second.
Okay.
So hopefully that clarifies what the interior looks like.
I think it helps. Roy, do you have any questions?
Looking at the second floor, which is an apartment, where's the stairway?
The stairway comes up. This is, if you look at the first floor plan, this is the up stairway. So it comes up into this area here. Well, actually, that's not what it looks like anymore. I should show you the one here.
Now, do they have 2 means of egress out of that apartment?
There's not an apartment on the second floor. That is part of the main house is 2 stories. This is the apartment, if you will, on the first floor. The second floor is not an apartment. It is part of the main living unit that my client occupies. There used to be an apartment up there, but that's been removed.
Okay, so I thought the apartment that were moved was on the third floor.
No, there's only 2 floors. There's an attic, but there's no living space above
Okay,
the second
so
floor.
this is the first floor here,
Correct,
and you're saying this is the apartment?
correct. It's a 1-bedroom apartment with a kitchen and a bath and a living room. And that half bath really services this unit, not the apartment, if you will.
So you come into the apartment here.
You walk up, this is the entranceway from the exterior.
From the exterior.
Right here where this little door is, yeah.
Well, what's this right here?
That on the living room there's another door, correct? There's 2.
It's just like a hallway.
No.
From the living room to the kitchen?
Yeah, why don't you come up here, Frank? Yeah, I think you could probably better explain it than I can. This door here,
That's the front door to the apartment.
Let me see what you're
And
pointing
then,
I'm sorry. So, yeah, there's 2, there's a door here. That's how you enter the apartment.
So you go in here?
You go in there.
yes.
Okay, what's this?
That's the stairs that
That's
go
the stairs
upstairs.
on the inside of my apartment to get upstairs.
And then his exit, his entrance, if you will, is here. To access the main house.
Floor. So this is the entrance to the main,
That's the entrance to the apartment.
the apartment, to the 1-bedroom apartment.
Yes.
And then this is the entrance to the
That's
main.
the main part of the house.
This is the entrance this way,
Correct.
Yeah.
Or-
for the main part of the house.
Yep.
or you can go stairways up.
Or you can go stairways up.
Yes.
So you can go either upstairs or you can stay downstairs.
Correct.
And then the second floor here,
The stairwell comes in where?
The
Frank?
stairwell
On the
comes-
second floor,
right here,
right that area there.
okay? And you don't enter into a bathroom, do you? No. Where's the entrance?
That's kind of like a hallway up there.
Yeah.
You get into this room via the hallway, come into the bedroom via this hallway, and then there's a door for the bathroom, here, in from my bedroom,
Yeah.
and then there's another door to get into what's basically a living room. This area, this bathroom here, that was the upstairs apartment that had 2 bathrooms, and I took it out and just made a master bathroom now. Took out the kitchen and bathroom, and my bathroom and made,
What is this now?
that's just a spare room.
Oh, what is it? Or 2 more bedrooms for this
Or
apartment?
2, yeah, or 2 more bedrooms if I ever decided to have kids, which I'm a little late in the game for that.
Now, where's the kitchen on this floor?
On the first floor.
Okay, I'm up on the second.
There's no kitchen.
There is no kitchen.
So it's all just living space upstairs.
It's just living space, master bathroom, bedroom, master bathroom, what you could call as a living room, and 2 spare bedrooms.
So you gotta go through the bathroom to go to the main bedroom.
No, this is a hallway here, that little lane there. The stairs are right here.
So you've got two doorways off this hallway,
Yes.
both of which one of them goes to the main kitchen and one of them goes to the main living room?
Yep.
Oh, you're on the first floor. Okay.
First floor, correct.
They're basically archways, not doorways, they're just kind of...
Yeah.
I mean, you're not allowed, to me, to have an apartment there to begin with, other than an in-law apartment.
Well, the theory behind the petition was that it was a existing non-conforming use. Because it had 3 bedrooms, whether they were existing.
But there was, it was either done or illegally, or they got permission. Have you got a permit saying that they can?
Well, we were not able to find anything that suggests they did it with a permit or without a permit. There's no building record of it at all. But it existed. So it may have predated zoning. We don't know when it occurred because we don't have any reference as to when the...
I'm asking your permission to have this turned into a legitimate 2-family, in case my son decides the space is too small for him and he wants to get his own house. I could still have the the apartment there and rent it to someone other than my son or my daughter.
I'll be honest with you, looking at the condition of the house and the property, I cannot vote for we've refused in-law apartments that are much cleaner than what you're presenting over there.
The second part of what I wanted to give to you, so I don't know if you had an opportunity to go out and visit the
Went by
property.
there today.
Okay, I mean,
Again,
the condition of the property is substantially better than it was when we first came in. I'll first to admit that, I mean, he's painted the doors, he's cut all the grass. I mean, this is the street view, it's got a full fence in front of it.
That's from John's property, looking across the street. That's what anybody sees is...
And that's the front of that as well. This is the parking area, so he's got his cars here as you come through the gate.
I don't see any pictures of what's behind this wall. I could see through there myself. You got everything in there.
I was there today myself, and I didn't...
Don't tell me that you thought...
No, I was there today. The backyard has some things in it. It has some flowers.
I have some debris in back of the house, but
on the other side of that wall, this section here, I didn't see any debris.
There's a house, there's an oil tank, there's wood,
oil tank.
or some kind of tank that's right next to the shed.
That's the generator, backup generator for the house.
Okay.
And that's the fuel for the generator, for the backup generator.
Well,
I mean, look, I understand where you're coming from. It's all, the apartment's all there, it's got its own, I'm just asking...
but it was there illegally, as far as we're
I understand
concerned.
that.
Well, as far as we're concerned, it's illegal if you haven't got anything that shows it was different. Okay, me.
That's what I'm here for, to try to make it...
Okay, let's, Mr. Rosa, do you have anything else you want to add?
Well, the only thing I want to add, and certainly I don't need to lecture the board on the standard, but I mean, what we're looking for here is a standard that says that this use will not be substantially more detrimental than the existing use, legal or illegal. We'll leave that point out there. And clearly, reducing the density is a positive, not a negative. There is plenty of parking for the apartment. There's adequate access. It has all the other criteria that you would look for when you're talking about something being detrimental to a neighborhood. That's not. It's in character. Across the street are multifamily, so it's certainly in character with the rest of the neighborhood. Certainly there's single families there, but there are multifamilies there as well. So I don't think anything of any part of this use is something that does not rise to the standard that would allow you to grant a special permit if we use the standard as it's not substantially more detrimental than the pre-existing use that was non-conforming. And that's really all that I have to add to that.
Aaron, do you have any questions or comments?
Is there a reason why you didn't bring any photographs of the inside so we could actually verify the drawings?
We didn't, I didn't see that you wanted, I'd be happy to provide them. We're not trying to hide anything, I mean, you'd asked us to do schematics, and that's what we did. I mean, if you, and the reason we brought the photos of the exterior, because obviously Mr. Vladimir felt there was an issue relative to the exterior, so that's why we brought those in to see that we got what he said, and we're attempting to get it into a situation that, where it should be.
I'm not trying to make you jump through hoops,
No,
Mr.
I
Rose.
understand
I'm just considering that you've given us some schematics, and that's what we asked for. But we are obviously relying on your veracity before us, that this is laid out. Have you seen the inside of the apartment?
You're actually going to rely on his veracity. He just stood up and testified that he was telling you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'd be more than happy to, some afternoon, give you a tour of the property, that house.
I don't have any further questions.
Ryan, do you have anything else? Is there anyone else here who wants to speak in favor of this petition? Anyone else here who's against the petition? Is there any correspondence, Mr. Vladimir? Would you care to sum up, Mr. Rosa, or?
Yeah, I think, as I said, we're here for a special permit, which carries the standard that I've already talked about. I don't need to go over that again. The other thing that I think is important to note, since you just called for opposition, if this were such a draconian use of the premises, I suspect there would be neighbors here complaining, and there's not. I mean, there's a fence in front of it. Could it be cleaner? Probably. I mean, everybody's house could be cleaner. But it's not the house in the neighborhood that everyone points to and says, oh, look at that mess. We're here and we're opposed to it. We don't want to see anything done to it. That's not the case. And there's no one here, there was no one here last week either. And so I think that in some level says that, could it have been cleaner? Yeah, Mr. Lambert was absolutely right, and he did. I mean, the painting of the doors was a dramatic change. They were rusted before I went out and looked at it, and having those painted makes a huge difference, because now when you look down the driveway, you see some, white doors versus a rusty door that was there. So for those reasons, I think we're still within the standard that the board needs to consider in order to grant this.
What changes did you actually make, or what improvements did you actually make inside in the interior?
From when he purchased it? Is that when you?
No, turn this into what it is now.
I haven't done anything except take out kitchen and bathroom that was upstairs.
And convert it to a master bath upstairs.
It was
The apartment, if you
the
will.
apartment that was upstairs had a bathroom that was a twin on the other side, which was my bathroom. That wall came out, the kitchen came out, and it's just a master bath up there now. There's a bathtub, a stand-up shower, a double sink. The whole space is just bathroom.
And the first floor remained, that's the way it was when he purchased it.
Any other comments from anyone? Mr. Latimer, do you have any other questions, or?
No, the only thing I differ with Mr. Rogue, I think that house is detrimental to the neighborhood as it is now.
We didn't talk about that in the executive
Yeah,
session.
but I mean, he had mentioned that is...
Mr. Stroney, do you have anything else?
I don't, thank you.
In that case, I will declare the public hearing closed. The board will go into executive session. All may remain, but none may speak. I'll tell you, this is one of those that have got some pros and cons. And it's a question really of doing the right thing at the end of the day, and that presents us with some problems on this. I'll tell you the truth, the biggest problem that I have with this house is the layout inside. To me is screwy, but that's somebody's personal preference in putting up walls and whatever, the layout. Some houses are different than others, and this layout was so different that last time they were here, I didn't even know who the hell was going where. Okay, so we've got that pretty well taken care of. As far as the rest of the property is concerned, I understand what you're saying, Roy, and everybody's got one of those houses in the neighborhood. Maybe this is the one, maybe it's not. Quite frankly, looking at the picture of the house, I expected worse. So, it may not be super clean and pretty in the back. Huh?
That's a good picture, that's...
Well, I wouldn't
That
expect
doesn't,
it with a
it
bad
doesn't,
picture.
it
Okay,
doesn't
but,
really appear like that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I'm not looking at a place that's got, that's falling apart where the gutters are coming down or whatever else, and God knows we've got our share of those. There's one I can show you on Mill Street with an illegal in-law apartment, and the place is falling apart and the grass is about this high,
But I mean, you said he
But,
did improvements, and you look up at these skylights, the weather stripping and everything's all hanging out of them. I mean, looks like a haunted house.
Okay, well,
And-
give the kids something to do at home.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I don't see the condition of the house to be so horrendous that I don't think we should use that as the sole reason for turning down the special permit, okay? If there were problems with the layout of the house that resulted in a place being unsafe, for example, or, a three-family house in that same space, I wouldn't go for the special permit. But it looks to me like it's a good-sized house, obviously. It's got a couple of bedrooms upstairs. To me, it's a funny layout with kitchens and bathrooms.
No, it was a
and stuff,
very nice house,
running
I
up
think,
and
at one
down,
time.
okay? And it looks like at one time it was a very nice house.
Yes.
It still doesn't look all that bad again from the outside, but, I mean, I don't see, I'd be running up and down the neighborhood, pointing out houses that don't look a heck of a lot better, if they look better at all than this one does. There's something about turning down a request that I otherwise see as being reasonable for the sole reason that the guy doesn't keep his yard, or he doesn't repair his house, or he doesn't keep his house as pretty and so on as you do, and
Well, see, I see
pay
that
people to do.
I see that as affecting the valuation of the abutters.
No question, it may, but you And my feeling is you can always say, well, you know, if you did, no matter what the house is, you know, I mean, if Donald Trump put in another pool, you know, Mar-a-Lago would be worth more, I suppose. But, you know, it's, you can't, you know, I can't, I'm not comfortable with picking that as the sole reason for.
How about the second
turning
fact
down the
is
request.
that it's an apartment and not an in-law apartment?
Well, what is it now? There's a multifamilies across the street, and it's now.
They were zoned for that, this was not.
It doesn't offend me, right?
Okay.
You know?
And either I can divorce the two issues between what it looks like on the outside and what the
Yeah.
relief requested. So now that I understand the layout, I don't have any specific objection to it, as long as I understand that all of these previous correspondence from 2011 to 2013, as I understand that they've been satisfied with cease and desist and...
That's my understanding, yeah.
Okay, so if asked, I would vote in favor.
Roy, you ready to vote?
Yeah.
Roy?
No.
I would vote yes.
Yes.
Okay. I would open the meeting again. I would announce that the board has turned down your request for a special permit. Anyone have any objections to the decision may file appeals to the Superior Court and file that appeal with the town clerk within 20 days of the filing of the board's decision. Thank you. Turned it down. It's got to be unanimous.
No, okay. I thought it was majority.
No. All right. Next.
Oh,
That's right, I'll get that. I'll get that.
public meeting notice. The Raynham Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, October 19th, 7 p.m. at the Raynham Veterans Memorial Town Hall, 558 South Main Street, to consider petition number 927, Leonard Ferrara, Raynham, Mass. Request for a special permit pursuant to the Raynham zoning bylaws, section 7.4, to allow construction of a 29.33 by 78 feet, 2,288 square feet, private residential garage as defined in Article 10, to be used as storage of collectible vehicles of the owner, applicant. Locus property is 696 Pleasant Street, Assessors Map 9, Lot 165-1, Raynham. Anyone wishing to be heard on this matter should attend the hearing. A copy of the plat and application may be viewed in full at the Raynham Town Clerk's office during scheduled business hours. Published in the Taunton Daily Gazette, August 30th and September 6th, 16.
Thank you. Would all those who intend to give testimony with respect to this matter please rise and raise your right hand? That should be everybody there, huh? You're not going to say a word? Promise? All those who intend to give testimony before this court tonight, this hearing, will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. You may be seated with the representative or the petitioner. So last time we were here, we asked you for some additional materials and information.
Yes, you can.
And if you can, whoops, there you go. All right.
Okay. So I believe Pat Carrara from PMP Associates representing Lenny Ferrara.
Yep.
And I believe the last time you were here, you had asked us for some drawings of the building.
Yep.
And you were also asking about potential visibility from around the property. So we have the drawings of the building. The architectural plans of the building, showing the front, side elevation, foundation layout, typical wall section. These are the style plans that'll get turned into the building inspector with the building permit.
It's not a steel building, is it?
No.
And we also have is, I went on the Raynham GIS site, took an aerial photo and overlaid our site plan right on top of the aerial photo. So you can see the existing house, the existing garages. This is the proposed building. This is the property around it. On the way in, Leonard gave me, he went on Google Earth, and apparently they have a little more newer picture because it shows a clearing on this lot over here. And they pulled a line from that house, and it's approximately 370 feet from this house to the back of the existing garage, and there's the proposed garage right there. So that's what we have.
Campbell driveway,
One to you, sir, as well. You work for the record?
Yes, please. Thank you.
So I believe, those were the main concerns you had about the placement of the garage. You wanted to see how it fit onto the property versus just what you could see on the actual plan.
And there were also some concerns about why it was so close in one corner or whatever to the butter, was that right?
Yeah, it's on the west side, just cockeyed, but they said it was for the driveway.
Yes, we angled it for the access into the front. As you can see in this picture, the garage, this is a wooded area back here.
But you don't own that area back there, right?
Oh, no, I mean, clearly not. I mean, that's why we have setbacks to property lines.
Right. Yeah, any questions, comments?
I don't think. I see the two exit doors. I feel there should be at least an exit door on the other side in the middle. You have a fire right here. This person's trapped. Right where?
So
Right here. You've got your roll-up door here, and you have a fire anywhere in here. I'll tell you what I'm going on. My father had a Eldorado, the last convertible that they made, and he was babying it because it was going to be collectible, he hoped. It was filled with gas one day, and they brought it back to the office. And the next thing, we heard a bang. And we looked outside, and the car was melting. It blew up. And what they blamed it on was they had just filled the car, and the fumes from the electric antenna ignited the car. There was nothing left of the car, and it burned part of the office. So I'm very worried about, you've got gas stored in 20-some cars here. You have...
Oh, there's not 20 cars.
Well, you're putting, how many cars are you going to put in there?
The most you can put is 6. 6 full-size cars.
You've got a 78 feet.
Well, it's a garage depth is 24, so for 3 cars it's 72. So I got a little space there.
How are you going to put the cars, like that?
Yeah, just in here, here, and here. So it'd be 3 on each side.
Well, if you got 78, that's 7 cars right there on one side.
7 cars?
Sure,
No,
it's
the
10.
length of the car is, you gotta go by the length of the
No,
car.
because you're parking them this way, aren't you?
No, I gotta drive in this way.
Okay, so you're parking them...
this way.
Long way in.
Okay, all right, okay. But you still...
Yeah, well, that's fine. If you want me to have a door,
Yeah.
I was gonna have windows here, but I can put
What
a
do
door.
you want to do, Roy?
Right in the middle there, yeah.
So maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, do you have, with this, do you have any, like a fire suppression system in it, or venting, or how are you handling fumes?
Well, I don't start the cars in there, just back
Well,
them up.
yeah, but you go in and start them, don't you?
Yeah, and I back the cars up. I don't start them and just stay in the garage. I'd be dead.
No,
I don't understand the question.
that's why I'm asking you to have
Well,
a
when I
venting
start the
system.
car, like if you go in your garage, you start the car.
But I
you
open
lift
the
up
door, yeah.
Well, that's what I do. I'd open the door, start the car, and back out. I don't
I assume you don't have a central fire suppression system,
No,
a sprinkler
of course
system?
not, no.
Then you're gonna have a fire extinguisher?
I can have fire extinguishers, yeah.
All right, I would say, do you have any letter from the fire department, chief, saying he's looked at this and satisfied his
The
requirement.
fire chief had a look at it.
Huh?
I wasn't
No,
told
I mean,
that the
if-
fire chief had a
Well,
look at it.
If Bob Iafredi had a concern, that would happen during the building permit process.
Well, we're right now trying to decide whether it should be there or not. So I think I'd like to have a letter from the fire chief saying he's looked at this and he approves the way it is, it's satisfying him from a safety factor.
Yeah, I mean, you can certainly make that a condition of the special permit.
Sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely, that, you know, a letter from the fire chief will have.
Letter from the fire chief
Yeah.
will be filed with the board stating that the fire chief examined the structure and he's satisfied with the fire.
Right, in which
Safety
case,
aspect.
Bob wouldn't be able to issue a building permit until that
Right,
condition
until
was
the letter
satisfied.
goes.
okay, but I'd like that letter before you start construction.
Well, again,
Well, he's
he
gonna
can't
have-
start until
No,
there's a
but
building permit.
things happen.
Yeah.
No, understood.
Huh?
I think there were a couple of other conditions that you were concerned about the last time, I think, when we talked about. The building is for storage only of private vehicles.
For collectible vehicles.
Right.
Nothing else in there, that's it.
And,
No, nothing else.
But you had said you were gonna probably use it for your boat and all
I have
that.
another garage for my...
Okay,
no oil and gas to be dispensed in there or anything like that, right? No mechanical or other work done on the cars in this
No.
garage. Did you get those, Maureen?
yeah.
Okay.
Now, do you have, for instance, do you have any containment area if you have a car and it leaks oil and gas that's in that building?
No, it's not a garage, it's not a, no, I don't have that.
I mean, if something leaked oil, you'd get some dry,
I mean, if it leaks oil in my
Clean it
other,
there.
yeah.
Do it like
I
you
mean,
would
I
in
would
the
have
garage.
some stuff to drop it on there. but-
yeah.
Now, the other thing I was reading in the bylaw says for a private residence, you can only have a garage for 4 cars.
Well,
That by right, yes, that is true by right, and that's why we have the special permit process for these oversized garages. That's why I talked to Bob Iafredi at length about, is that for anything over 1,200 square feet, regardless of the use, it has to come through for a special permit. And Bob personally told me he had no issue with the oversized garages, but we did need to go through this process. And it's still classified as a private residential garage, which, again, you would condition the special permit on that basis, that that's the
Yeah,
only use.
No, I agree, but what I was saying is the bylaws do mention 4 cars.
No, I understand that, and that's why I talked to Bob about, because that was right from the get-go, we wanted to make sure we approach this in the right manner.
Okay, and the other condition I'd like to have on here, that this parcel of land cannot be subdivided with this on here,
What parcel?
the whole parcel.
No, it could be subdivided anyway.
Well, I just want to make sure, like, it's 2 acres, so it could be subdivided. And you've got something, you don't know what's going to happen over here, so somebody may be interested in
Is
that.
there to put a condition in about subdivision?
no.
Okay. Condition also, Maureen, that the land will not be subdivided in the future.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Okay, that's,
is that satisfied with that? Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. I would declare that the board is ready to vote. The public hearing is closed. All may remain, but none may speak.
Oh, we have a letter. from
oh,
Fran.
yeah, we have a letter. We have a letter
Oh, that's
from,
right, okay. We have a letter from Crane and Brooke. I'll ask you
Yeah.
to read that into the record.
okay, we have,
We got it.
yeah. Raynham Board of Appeals from Frank J. McGurk, attorney at law. I have been a neighbor of Lenny Pereira for over 20 years. During this time, Lenny has kept his property fantastic shape and credit to the neighborhood. I am sure that any changes Lenny is proposing will be further enhancement to the area. Record me as in favor of the application. As to sign Frank J. But you do keep your property very nice.
All right.
It's just, the scale bothers me, but
All right, so with that, again, the meeting is closed, the board is in executive session, and, Roy, do you have any
Yeah.
comments, or are you
the only thing
satisfied?
is, and I want to make sure,
With the
which
conditions.
they do anyway, register it with, on the deed,
Register what?
this building, it's by special permit to him,
That's
yeah,
right.
for
Okay, then.
only the storage of collectible cars.
Well, you're not gonna put that on the deed, huh?
Well, how do we stay how do we label that as that's what the use for?
That's why you have a building inspector running around doing his snooping thing. Okay,
In other words, I'm concerned it becoming something else.
I understand. Paintball place,
The special permit gets recorded at the
Yeah.
registry of deeds.
Okay,
the special permit itself gets
Yes.
recorded.
okay, all right.
Okay.
What about future use?
Huh?
Future use.
That's what I'm
That's it.
talking about.
Okay. The use, so with certain conditions, you're willing to go along with that?
Yep.
You also, Aaron?
Yes, but
Those conditions, go ahead.
my concern was, there's an expiration period for the special permit, right?
No.
No, it's lasts in
Yes.
perpetuity?
You get a special permit, you can abandon the special permit.
Okay.
So, Maureen, the conditions for storage of collectible vehicles only, no oil or gas storage for dispensing oil and gas on the property, no mechanical or similar work in the garage. What else did you have? There was something else too.
Did you want
Fire door,
Fire door.
Fire door.
The door.
approval of the fire
and land-
chief and a letter.
Fire suppression system, is that?
No.
No, approval by the fire chief.
Oh, approved by the fire
Subject
chief,
to
A letter
letter,
from the chief to be placed on file.
right. The door in the middle and the land is not to be subdivided.
Yes.
That was it.
Does
Okay.
that matter which side of the building the doors are?
I don't care. You care?
You've got two doors on one side, and I think it should at least be on the other side.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
And the space at the entry, be marked so that not a car in front of the thing.
With those conditions, in favor?
Yep.
In favor?
I am.
Likewise. We would open the meeting again and announce the decision was to grant your special permit. Anyone have any objection to the decision, may file appeals to the Superior Court and file that appeal with the town clerk within 20 days of the filing of the board's decision with the town clerk. Thank you.
I would like to make an apology to the people on East Elm Street. Last week, I was referring to a building that has got a truck junkyard, and I think I said Elm Street. It was not Elm Street, it was Center Street, because the people on,
Center Street?
near the intersection, it's near your house, where the old hobby shop is.
Oh, the old hobby shop. Oh, yeah, Ed's Boxcar.
Yeah,
Yeah. They've got a bunch of crap in the back.
yeah, it's a truck jump.
Yeah.
I mean, that can't be allowed.
And that's something that the building inspector
Yeah.
has eyes on.
I mean, when I look
I'll
at,
give you an example, Roy, of a house.
well, I can give you them all over this place.
That's gorgeous.
Are we
okay, and
off?
the places,
Oh.
we're off, yeah.
Okay, okay.
And the place is total dump, and that's down Richmond Street. The guy that owns the Planet
Yeah,
Howard Gas or
that
whatever.
guy, yeah.
Okay? He's got 15 cars in his damn driveway in the backyard every day of the week.
And then he made that swimming thing he put in, a carport for.
Yep. And he's still got that 300 square foot tree house that we told him we couldn't have
Yeah.
3 or 4 years ago.
And now it's a garage underneath it.
Okay? There's a building inspector ought to go into that place.
There's a number of those.
Right, Maureen?
I'm sorry, what? I'm listening. It's going over conditions in my head.
No, that's why I think you see so many houses for sale now.
Well,
'Cause a lot of neighborhoods are really deteriorating in Raynham.